to the Style Sheet, where we give you the rundown of the latest in fashion news.
So right now, everyone's talking about the fashion weeks happening around the globe. They kicked off last month. They're going to continue into March.
Well, there have been so many incredible moments, and fashion expert Darren Kennedy has rounded up some of our favorites so far, starting with a big trend that has mass appeal. Here it is.
They quite literally turned up the volume at New York and Paris Fashion Week. We saw extreme silhouettes hit the runway as designers embraced the idea of taking up space in a big way. So the theme at Schiaparelli at Paris Fashion Week was all about the hips do not lie. So Kendall Jenner walked the runway and it went viral. She wore a strapless corseted gown with exposed boning, exaggerated hips, and beautiful chinoiserie embroidery. Everything was so unique, like this top with an open front, exaggerated hips, and tulle. Personally, I love this short, strapless, pearl-covered dress with that corseted back. Exaggerated hips made their way from the runway to the red carpet. New Grammy Award winner Doechii walked the red carpet in this custom Thom Browne outfit. It was a pinstripe wool gown which featured these jutting hips underneath, and she paired it with a crisp white button-down and tie. It was so chic. Elsewhere in Paris, we were treated to giant frills and thrills on the runway. So at Valentino, new creative director Alessandra Michele looked to history for inspiration, including this bold, multicolored gown with braided bodice and ruffled skirt. I absolutely love this gown, which had a floral print and ruffles, including a petticoat underskirt. And at the Marc Jacobs show at New York Fashion Week, they clearly weren't worried about inflation. This season was all about exaggerated shapes and oversized volumes, right at the intersection of costume and high fashion. It is so much fun. We saw high-waisted pants with dramatic hips. Then we saw puffball skirts paired with shoulder-padded sweaters. Puffball gowns also appeared on the runway, and some were even covered in giant paillettes. The shoes all featured an exaggeration, and some had horn-like toes and a chunky heel. And the clothes weren't the only standouts on the runway. We saw some pretty famous faces walking in the shows. Severance star John Turturro walked the runway for Xenia. He looked very GQ in this cool layered look. This was John's first time walking in a fashion runway show, showing that at 67, he still got it. We also saw 90s supermodels Christy Turlington and Eva Herzegova walking for Jacquemus. Christy looked absolutely fantastic. She was wearing this cinched waist peacoat with this black drop waist skirt. It was divine. All these years later, she can still rock that runway. I'm telling you, she was showing the young models how it's done. Ava looked cool as an ocean breeze, wearing this white poplin windbreaker with a cocoon back. It was paired with sculptural curved black pants. It was so nice to see both these ladies back on the runway. I mean, they're simply ageless. Speaking of iconic 90s supermodels, Heidi Klum's son made his Fashion Week debut. So his name is Henry Samuel, and of course his mom is Heidi Klum, and his dad is the legendary British singer Seal. Fans were swooning over that jawline. It looks like his modelling career is off to a very promising start. Kylie Jenner turned up as Jean-Paul Gaultier, wearing a corseted bronze gown with a deep plunging V. While Kylie was strutting her stuff on the catwalk, her boyfriend Timothee Chalamet was also on hand at Paris Fashion Week and had an impromptu sing-along at the Eiffel Tower. Timothy was passionately lip-syncing La Vie en Rose, which went viral. Timothy was wearing an NFL Raiders jacket which he accessorized with a small little scarf and a chic Chanel crossbody bag. Who knew he was such a fan of Edith Piaf? Fun fact, well, Timothy's dad is French, so he speaks fluent French. Meg Thee Stallion, the head hottie in charge, set Paris on fire in a variety of looks as she took in many of the shows at Paris Fashion Week. At Gaurav Gupta's Haute Couture show, Meg debuted a metallic snake headpiece and bodysuit. Looks so fierce. At Giambattista Viali, she was very mindful, very demure in this creamsicle gown. And she showed a little leg or a lot of leg in this pantsless look with this billowing black trench coat at Jean-Paul Gaultier.
Well, a big thanks to Darren Kennedy for all the fashion updates. Be sure to check out his Instagram page.
And coming up, they're starring in the new horror rom-com Hard Eyes. It's Olivia Holt and Mason Goody.